Bretton Woods System was a post-war economic order that was established in 1944. It was created to promote international economic stability and to prevent another global economic crisis like the Great Depression. In this video, we will explore the Bretton Woods System and its impact on the global economy. The Bretton Woods System was named after the location where it was established, which was the Bretton Woods Resort in New Hampshire, USA. Representatives from 44 countries attended the conference, which was organized by the United States and the United Kingdom. The Bretton Woods System was designed to replace the gold standard, which had been in place since the 19th century. Under the gold standard, currencies were pegged to gold, and the value of a currency was determined by its gold content. However, the gold standard had proven to be inflexible and had contributed to the economic instability of the interwar period. The Bretton Woods System introduced a new system of fixed exchange rates, which were pegged to the US dollar. The US dollar was in turn pegged to gold at a fixed rate of $35 per ounce. This meant that other currencies were indirectly pegged to gold through the US dollar. The Bretton Woods System also established two new international institutions, the International Monetary Fund (IMF) and the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development (IBRD), which is now known as the World Bank. These institutions were created to promote international economic cooperation and to provide financial assistance to countries in need. In the next segment, we will explore the impact of the Bretton Woods System on the global economy. The Bretton Woods System had a significant impact on the global economy. It helped to promote economic stability and growth in the post-war period. The fixed exchange rates provided a stable environment for international trade and investment, which helped to promote economic growth. The IMF played a crucial role in maintaining the stability of the Bretton Woods System. It provided financial assistance to countries that were experiencing balance of payments difficulties, which helped to prevent currency devaluations and maintain the fixed exchange rates. However, the Bretton Woods System also had some limitations. The fixed exchange rates meant that countries had limited flexibility in responding to economic shocks. If a country experienced an economic downturn, it could not devalue its currency to make its exports more competitive. This could lead to high unemployment and social unrest. The Bretton Woods System also created a situation where the US dollar became the dominant international currency. This gave the US significant economic and political power, as other countries needed to hold US dollars to participate in international trade and finance. In the late 1960s, the Bretton Woods System began to come under pressure. The US was running a large trade deficit, which led to a decline in its gold reserves. Other countries began to lose confidence in the US dollar and started to exchange their dollars for gold. In 1971, US President Richard Nixon announced that the US would no longer exchange dollars for gold. This effectively ended the Bretton Woods System and led to a period of floating exchange rates. In the next segment, we will explore the legacy of the Bretton Woods System and its impact on the current global economic order. The legacy of the Bretton Woods System is still felt in the current global economic order. While the system itself was short-lived, it had a lasting impact on the international monetary system. The collapse of the Bretton Woods System led to a period of floating exchange rates, where currencies were allowed to fluctuate freely against each other. This has led to increased volatility in the foreign exchange markets, which can create challenges for businesses and investors. The US dollar remains the dominant international currency, and many countries still hold significant reserves of US dollars. This gives the US significant economic and political power, as it can use this currency as a tool of foreign policy. The IMF and World Bank, which were established under the Bretton Woods System, continue to play a significant role in the global economy. The IMF provides financial assistance to countries in need, while the World Bank provides loans and grants for development projects. However, these institutions have also faced criticism for their policies and practices. Some argue that they have imposed harsh austerity measures on developing countries, while others argue that they have not done enough to address global inequality. The Bretton Woods System also had a significant impact on the development of international trade. The system helped to promote the growth of international trade and investment, which has led to increased economic interdependence between countries. However, the benefits of international trade have not been evenly distributed. Some countries have benefited more than others, and there are concerns about the impact of trade on workers and the environment. In the next segment, we will explore the challenges facing the current global economic order and the potential for reform. The current global economic order faces a number of challenges. One of the biggest challenges is the rise of economic nationalism and protectionism. Some countries are turning inward and adopting policies that prioritize domestic industries over international trade. This has led to trade tensions between countries, which can create uncertainty for businesses and investors. It can also lead to higher prices for consumers and reduced economic growth. Another challenge facing the global economic order is the growing inequality between countries and within countries. While international trade has helped to lift many people out of poverty, it has also contributed to rising inequality. Some argue that the current economic system is rigged in favor of the wealthy and powerful, and that it perpetuates poverty and inequality. There are calls for reform of the international economic system to make it more equitable and sustainable. Climate change is another major challenge facing the global economic order. The current economic system is heavily dependent on fossil fuels, which contribute to greenhouse gas emissions and climate change. There is a growing recognition that the global economy needs to transition to a more sustainable and low-carbon model. This will require significant investment in renewable energy and other green technologies. Finally, the global economic order is facing challenges from technological change. Advances in automation and artificial intelligence are transforming the nature of work and creating new challenges for workers and businesses. There are concerns that these technological changes could lead to job losses and increased inequality. There are calls for policies to ensure that the benefits of technological change are shared more widely. In the final segment, we will explore some of the potential solutions to these challenges and the future of the global economic order. The challenges facing the global economic order are significant, but there are also opportunities for reform and renewal. Many experts and policymakers are calling for a more equitable and sustainable economic system. One potential solution is to reform the international economic institutions, such as the IMF and World Bank, to make them more democratic and accountable. This could involve giving developing countries a greater voice in decision-making and ensuring that the institutions prioritize social and environmental concerns. Another potential solution is to promote greater international cooperation and coordination. This could involve creating new institutions or strengthening existing ones to promote cooperation on issues such as climate change, trade, and financial regulation. There are also calls for a more inclusive and equitable approach to economic growth. This could involve policies to reduce inequality, such as progressive taxation and social safety nets, as well as investments in education and training to ensure that workers have the skills they need to succeed in a changing economy. Finally, there is a growing recognition that the global economy needs to transition to a more sustainable and low-carbon model. This will require significant investment in renewable energy and other green technologies, as well as policies to promote sustainable consumption and production. In conclusion, the Bretton Woods System was a significant milestone in the development of the international economic system. While the system itself was short-lived, its legacy is still felt in the current global economic order. The challenges facing the global economic order are significant, but there are also opportunities for reform and renewal. By working together, policymakers and citizens can create a more equitable, sustainable, and prosperous future for all.